Have you ever wondered where you came from and where are you headed? Why do I exist? What happens after death? Does God really exist, or is he just a human invention? What do we call these kinds of questions? If you're searching for satisfying answers to such existential questions, you've come to the right place. Join us for our first episode in the journey to seek certainty. Rashid, let me ask you honestly, have you ever wondered where you came from? And why am I here? And where am I headed? In fact, these have been my questions ever since I became aware of this life, questions that pulse within the soul of every living person. They can never be extinguished. But let's be realistic. More than once, I have forced these questions out of my mind, or my mind has forced them out. I was told they were intellectual prohibitions, obsessions, or just a waste of time because most people are afraid to face these deep questions. Not because the questions are weak, but because they're afraid of the consequences of the answers. But these are innate questions that can't be suppressed for long. But honestly, I can't find any satisfying answers. Why do we die? What happens after death? Why is there illness? Why are there wars? And in the first place, is God real or just a human invention? In my opinion, these questions can never have a definitive answer because each of us answers then however we see fit. I don't agree with you that it's impossible to find answers to these existential questions because God has distinguished us as humans from the rest of creation by giving us minds that help us reach the truth. But I do agree with you that our minds set us apart from other creatures. How about we try using our minds together to search for the real answers to these existential questions? Let's find out together if our minds can acknowledge the existence of a creator for this universe. Then let's try to discover if our minds are capable of answering why we exist and what is the purpose of our existence, or why do we die and what happens after death. I believe in the mind and its abilities, but I don't think our minds can bring us to certainty when we use them to search for answers to such existential questions. In fact, our minds themselves have flaws. Don't you see that many minds go astray or get lost while searching for the truth? Yes, minds can become biased and stray from the truth because of a stressful material environment, or a desire that distracts from contemplation, or pride that prevents one from admitting the need for a creator. But if we free the mind from bias caused by whims and emotions and liberate it from the constraints of society and tradition, at that point, a sound mind cannot accept that this marvelous system came about by accident. Chance does not produce precise laws, and matter does not create itself. Design points to a designer, just as an effect points to its cause. Let's suppose my mind accepts that every cause has a cause, and then accepts the idea of a first cause, which is the creator of this universe. But I assure you that my mind will be unable to answer what comes after that. The mind cannot answer the purpose of its existence, or why the Creator created, or why this universe exists, or what happens to us after death using only my mind. All I can come up with at that point may be nothing more than philosophies, with no evidence to prove any of them true. We can search for answers to such questions in Revelation, and that is what has been conveyed from the Creator to us through His messengers. This transmission is what forms the concept of religion. First, how can I trust this transmission? For the transmitted reports could be false. Second, I do not believe in religion, and many people think that religion is merely a human invention and do not see it as something revealed by the Creator of this universe. If it were truly revealed by the Creator, we wouldn't find so many different religions around us. Each one claims to possess the truth. So, how can you lean toward one religion over another and claim that it alone is the true religion? All your questions are valid, and they're at the heart of what we will explore on our journey, the journey to search for the truth. Let our goal be to try to reach certainty. So if you'd like, would you join me on this journey? Together, we can discover the answers to all these questions. Of course, let's do that. That makes me happy. Each of us is searching for satisfying answers. So let's search together and walk this journey side by side. Then, let's dive into this journey together. That's enough for our meeting today. Let's meet in the next episode, God willing, to begin this blessed journey, God willing. See you next time, and may God keep you safe.